Well, it looked like things were turning around a bit for the Dodgers. And then suddenly things dropped off a bit. My name's Ryan Bershinger. She's Monse Bolaños. This is the Sick Podcast, the Dodger Zone. And yeah, we're going to talk about this lawsuit involving Shohei Ohtani. It's a whole lot of nothing. Trust me. Let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. The Dodger Zone.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie. Game 1 of the World Series.
The sickest LA Dodgers podcast.
Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, there were signs of life from the Dodgers offense in the last week, and then the life went away yet again. Monse, we're gonna, of course, dive into this Ohtani stuff, but let's talk about the real baseball a little bit first, because because we should. I don't want to just go off on this tangent. The best team in the American League came into town, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Dodgers took the first two, and they were two great wins. Mm-hmm. And then they lost the third game in a very, this is what we've seen in the last month sort of way. And then the first game in Anaheim, which the best team in the world, apparently, because the Angels are now 4-0 against the Dodgers this season. And because of that, I still have to acknowledge them as the Los Angeles Angels.
Absolutely.
I will have to keep saying that until the Dodgers manage to actually squeak out a win against this gritty, determined, incredibly talented Angels squad. We're recording this on Tuesday ahead of their second game. So hopefully we get to call them the Anaheim Angels again. But out there in Los Angeles. Monse, how you feeling?
Confused, Ryan. A little bit of both, because like that series against the Blue Jays, like we won the series and there was so much good that came out of it. And then, Sunday's game, leaving a season high 16 men on base is not what you wanted to see. Also, like you said, something we're kind of used to at certain times in the history of the Dodgers. But it was like, still, you left feeling positively about that entire series. You were happy with what you saw. But then you go down to Anaheim and you're just kind of like, how is this happening? How did you guys manage to do this? And Ohtani homers. Poor Ohtani must feel like he's back in Anaheim. You remember, like back in the day, it would be like, oh, Ohtani and Trout did all of these things, but the Angels lost. Mm-hmm. He must feel like that because not long ago, remember, he had a nice inning out on the mound, striking out 8 and then hitting a home run on the same day, and then they lose. Like, there's just games where you're like, oh, these are just shitty games to lose. Like, There are good games you can lose and you can learn something from them. But against the Angels, you're just kind of like, really? Like, this is – and Yamamoto did not have a good outing. He doesn't do this every single time, but it feels like every so often he's got a bad game in him. And it's not – the Dodgers offense is not clicking enough to pull him out of those rough outings. Right. And other times they have been. It just seems like right now the Dodgers aren't doing that. It's just good win this weekend, good win in the series, annoying loss last night. So it's like I'm confused on how to feel, Ryan. I don't know.
To Yamamoto's point, it's really unfortunate where this has been him all season, where he really does need to pitch mistake-free, because otherwise his errors get blown up because of the fact that his offense doesn't support him. Throughout the season, it's been rough goings in terms of whenever Yamamoto is on the mound, for whatever reason, the offense just cannot pick it up behind him. Jose Soriano is a decent pitcher. Dan Iasonia is a bad umpire, but still, the Dodgers shouldn't get blown out. It was 7-0 when Yamamoto left that game. Yeah, it's really bizarre that the big thing with Yamamoto is that if he makes a single mistake, it looks even worse because of the fact that he's got to pitch with either no support or very little support. So it's really blown up in magnitude because of that. So, but yeah, no, as you mentioned, like unfortunately he does have his occasional blow up, and it looks worse in comparison to the rest of his outings because of the fact that he's not getting any support.
And not even just support, not just support offensively. That that game against the Brewers where he couldn't get out of the first inning, there was like defensive errors that like extended that inning.
Right.
Like it's not even just unfortunately for him that they can't hit the ball, but like when things get out of hand for Yamamoto, they really get out of hand for him. Like they stand out. These games stand out, and it's coincidentally like every 2 months, because the Brewers one I believe was in May, and then or like maybe before that, and then it was like June or July against the Diamondbacks that he gave up a grand slam and a solo shot. Like it's just every like 2 months or so it comes in. I know one of them he was on 5 days rest versus the 6 that he's used to, but I guess it's just like it's tough because we are relying on him. Like there is a lot on his shoulders, especially with the way the season has gone with the injury to the pitching staff. Mm-hmm. So it is unfair, but it's like we need him to almost be perfect every single time. And then when he's not, and then everybody else is really sucking also, it stands out. And then if anyone just reads the stat line, you're like, oh, it was Yamamoto. And it's like, no, it was, but it was others too. And it just like gets out of hand so fast for the poor guy.
Yeah. No, it's truly unfair. And it really does suck for him because for the most part, he's had excellent outings throughout the season. It's just the fact that there's just not much room for error because the team is just not backing him up in the way that they should be. But let's talk about the guys who, there wasn't much backing him up last night, but I was trying to transition to just the offense in general. I mean, the offense was able to pick it up once Yamamoto was out of the game, once it was out of hand. Ohtani homered, Monse had a 3-run shot, but outside of that, just not a lot going. It was good to see. I want to highlight some positives here because Mookie Betts had a good week, and that was great to see.
Yes, he did. Another multi-hit game. Yes. Good for Mookie. Yes.
He really did seem to pick things up offensively, and I going back to the game that I was in attendance for, which was Hello Kitty night last week, which was the best game the Dodgers had played in a month. Like it was phenomenal. It was 12-4 or something was the final score. Monse homered twice, Teoscar homered twice. Mookie had 3 hits in that game, including at least one, maybe a pair of doubles. Offensively, it was a tremendous showing. And it also showed we've talked about the significance of Max Muncy being in the lineup. In fact, this year, Max Muncy, since getting glasses, leads the majors in weighted runs created plus, meaning he's been the best offensive player in Major League Baseball since he fixed his vision, which is incredible. So maybe he is superhuman now, and that's what happened. Now he's got almost X-ray vision, and that's awesome.
Yes.
But yes, again, Muncy being able to step it up, seeing signs of life from Teoscar also. Having the two of them perform in the middle of the lineup is just so crucial for this lineup. But yes, going back to Mookie Betts, that night he was able to get it going. And he talked about either that game or the game after, because he had multiple games in the last week where he's had multiple hits, including hitting a home run off of Max Scherzer on Friday night, which is a game I want to talk about more in a sec. And he talked about the fact that he said, in text, it's a weird quote, but when you put it in context, it makes sense. He said, "My season's over." And by that, he means I'm not contending for an MVP here. I'm not putting up the numbers that are typical of me. So he's playing much more loose out there, and it's paying dividends. And that's the kind of Mookie we need to see. One who doesn't put as much strain on himself, because as we've seen, especially when he had his postseason struggles for the last couple of years, when he really presses at the plate, it doesn't go well for him. So he needs to take a second and just relax. Remember that he's Mookie Betts, play loose, and he's gotten he's been very productive at the plate. His hits have been solid. We don't need the full on 30 home run power to come back, but occasional pop and power to the gaps like that is great. Just for him to get on base and to feel comfortable at the plate again, that's what we needed, and we saw that a good amount of this week from Mookie.
Yeah, I think he's 6 games in a row with a hit for him right now, which is great after the struggles that we had seen. A total sigh of relief, because I don't know about you, but there was a moment where I was like, I think something is legitimately wrong with Mookie, because it was hard to watch and hard to witness that, like, he couldn't figure it out. Like, we've seen him go through slumps and struggles, but he always pulled out of it. And then with how the season started in Tokyo, with him getting sick, it really made me wonder, is there really something wrong with Mookie and they're not telling us about it? So this was a nice breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief, absolutely, because he also just seemed a little bit lost at the plate. It's like you said, we don't need you to hit we don't need you to be as great as you have been in the past. We just need you to be smart at the plate. And there were times where he looked lost out there, where I was like, what are you swinging at? You used to not swing at those pitches. So now you're right. Maybe it is a little bit of who cares, at this point, for his individual performance, like, it is what it is. And so he's playing a little bit more relaxed, but it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better that this is how it's going. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 games. It seems like he's getting in his rhythm.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Now, I understand there are situations where he didn't come through on Sunday during that weird game. Ohtani also had moments where he wasn't able to come through. And for the last few days, it seems like every single person on the Dodgers have managed to ground into a double play at some point or another. I don't know how that keeps happening, but it feels like every single time they're getting guys on base, it instantly results in a double play, which is just bizarre. That's also something that isn't going to sustain. Like, that's too frequent for it to just continue that way.
Right.
But hopefully, and of course, we'll talk about Ohtani in a sec. But I wanted to mention bless you. I wanted to mention, as I mentioned, Friday night's game, I think was extra special. That was Kershaw versus Scherzer on Friday night. And it was a matchup that lived up to the hype. I don't think there was enough hype behind it, because everyone's like, here we go. It's the retirement tour or whatever. But both of them pitched very well.
Yes, they did.
And thankfully, Kershaw was the one to come out on the winning side of that. Yeah. Both went 6 innings. Kershaw just 1 run. Scherzer 2 runs, and the only it was just Mookie's home run is where the only time they got to them, and the Dodgers came out with a win in that game. Really, that was a lot of fun to watch. That was a nice old school matchup. Kershaw didn't top 88 miles an hour, which is insane. Bo lost money because of that. That's why he's here. He had to mortgage the house. But for him to be able to be that effective, despite his velocity being so low, I think we are taking for granted that Kershaw is actually still a damn good pitcher. There are not many guys in Major League Baseball who would be able to go 6 innings of 1-run ball while being limited to 88 miles an hour tops. Like, that's insane. That's very difficult for guys to do, because people just don't pitch that way. So he has to rely on deception and movement. And on Friday night, it was working.
I agree. Like, we're going to be looking back at this in a couple of years and wondering why we weren't giving him credit where credit is due. I don't think anyone expected him to be able to do what he is doing right now. And he struggled a little bit to start the season, but he has been out there like 6 innings for more than a few games. When everyone's like, he's not going to last. But, when Pedro Martinez said it, when you lose your velocity, you just have to place the ball. And he's placing the ball. And it's funny to watch, because it isn't going above 88 miles an hour. You're like, there's no way. Yeah. There's no way. And he's doing it. So it's just kind of like, we're definitely not giving him the credit or focusing on it. And to be honest, I don't even think he cares. You know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to win. He truly does not care that he is not getting credit the way he should. And I love Kershaw for that. And you can see he really wants to win, because we've even seen him get mad. Which, again, the Dodgers so stoic. Kershaw always so stoic. This season, we've seen him get mad. We've seen him get mad at his backup not being there. And so it's nice to see this old man, this unk out there delivering for the Dodgers. Like he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, you know?
Oh, well done, Clayton. Yeah, great stuff to see. Yeah, so overall, just a weird up and down week of Dodger baseball. And we'll see how things are going. Just a late note here. Brock Stewart is headed to the injured list because his of shoulder inflammation, which is that doesn't sound good. That's not ideal. Yeah, unfortunately, the Dodgers trade deadline so far has been pretty bad. Stewart was supposed to be, a big help in the bullpen, and one that especially is needed right now because Treinen is struggling out there. Alex Vesia has looked phenomenal much of the season and now has had a couple outings where he's gotten hit. But I still have a lot of faith in Vesia. Still want to have a lot of faith in Blake Treinen. Guys will be coming back. Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Michael Kopech. These guys are going to be coming back soon enough. But the news with Brock Stewart being down, not great. And also given the fact that like Alex Call is just kind of on the team and there's not much else to say other than that in terms of what he's done. It's tough that their deadline has not been super helpful thus far. But still not as bad as what it's been for other teams where their high-profile relievers came in and instantly imploded. So, wouldn't want to be the Yankees right now, quite frankly. I'm happy with where we're at. So,
there's still hope. There's people literally coming back where it's like, no, we're struggling right now, but there's something to look forward to. Now, what's going to happen once they get, back out there, who knows? But aside from the pitchers that are coming back, Ha-Seong Kim was at the stadium today, and he was taking some live BP, and he looked good. He looked good. Tommy Edman was also at the stadium, but Kim took some live BP, and everybody was like, "Man, he's making good contact out there." Everybody got to watch for even the tours. It was great. It wasn't planned, but he was out there, and everybody got to see that he's looking good. So maybe we'll be seeing him soon.
Great. Perfect. Okay, so we'll see. Hopefully the Dodgers can start to string some things together a bit more. The Padres are creeping up on them, but their playoff odds are currently 99.6%. So I like those.
They're gonna be in the playoffs. That's not even what I'm worried about. I don't even thing to worry about. It's just you just wonder, right? Like, can they turn this around in time to get hot when it matters? That's really all this. Like, it's like the talent is there. We know that the talent is there. It's just hoping that like it clicks when it matters. But of course, Padres now 1 game behind because they won, we lost. They're coming to town at the end of the season, at the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a 3-game series. So it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. But
yes, yeah. Hopefully, look, every team goes through rough stretches. It's just starting to feel a little long in the tooth on this one. Okay, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani.
You want to talk about how the fact that he is the most home runs in franchise history through 119 games? Did you know
That's
that?
incredible. I did not know that. That's awesome. That's all that needs to be said.
That's all that needs to be said.
That's it. And he's striking out 8 in 4 innings. It's incredible.
I mean, it's incredible. Watching him go from literally pitching to leading off and batting without stepping foot in the dugout is so badass. It's so badass.
That's great.
Like, we're never going to see that again, whatever. But he's killing it. He's killing it.
I like that people watch that video and their joke is like, well, that was the National League for the last 100 years. And sure, but it was never like a pitcher stepping up as like a legitimate hitter. It was a leadoff. Pitcher would finish the inning and they'd stand there and be like, "Ah, shit, I got to do this now." And then somebody would like give them a bat, and then they kind of like fiddle with the gloves, and then they just stand there, hold the bat on their shoulders. Maybe they'll kind of like throw it out there during a pitch, and then they just walk on back to the dugout.
Don't even play. That is not the same. That is not sort of the same.
So, late last night, news came out that Shohei Ohtani and his agent Nez Balelo are being sued by a Hawaii real estate investor for allegedly sabotaging a $240 million real estate project. That is from the Japan News. And I'm just reading the tweet off of John Boy Media because I want to read this quote tweet of it because I think that perfectly encapsulates Shohei Ohtani. This is from Josh Billinson. Shohei Ohtani is awesome because he's one of the greatest athletes of all time and is also always getting into bizarre real-world Kramer B plots from Seinfeld. I think that's perfect because that is really, truly, I think what is happening is that he has associated with people where he kind of stumbles into these weird situations and then everyone assumes it's him and he's like, nah, I'm just here. Listen, so I have read multiple articles about what this report is. Yeah. And there's really not much out there to like glean from because I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to see what exactly the problem is because when you throw around words like sabotage and $240 million and lawsuit and put all these into a headline, it looks bad. But when you actually read what it is, you're like, what is this anything at all? I don't know. Basically, from what I've gathered, these real estate investors, it is a man and a woman who are extremely wealthy. They have other properties on Hawaii, also in California, in Colorado, plenty of different luxury real estate properties. They came to Shohei Ohtani and offered him one of these properties so that way he could like promote it. And because this $240 million project that they're referring to, again, that's the headline that's being put out there, $240 million. It's 14 properties. That's it. It is not some like gigantic community. It's not some big neighborhood. They're not building a fucking orphanage. These are super high luxury resort style homes on the coast of Hawaii that would be vacation homes for ideally Japanese business people is who they are targeting. That's why they brought in Ohtani so that they could get some incredibly wealthy people from Japan to buy their fourth or fifth home on the coast of Hawaii who wouldn't want that. And now suddenly they can tell people, hey, my neighbor is Shohei Ohtani. Isn't that awesome? Apparently what happened is, I don't know. The articles are all very vague, but in some way, shape, or form, the lawsuit alleges that Ohtani and his agent used their celebrity status to basically force the real estate investors out of this deal. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know what that means. Like, I'll be honest. I don't get it.
I read too. This is my understanding. Is my understanding that the agent threatened to not be able to use Ohtani the way that maybe they thought. Because like you said, Ohtani was going to be a driving force. It was like the face of this place. Like, however, and so my understanding, as I read also, I was like, explain this to me like I'm 5. What the hell did he do? And what I got is that the agent was threatening to no longer utilize Ohtani the way maybe he had said, and that this caused some people who were working with these other investors to fire the other investors. And those investors are upset that they got kind of axed out of this deal, but that the agent used Ohtani's, like, you know, name, image, and likeness as he was going to be like, no, he's not going to do that anymore. He's not going to show up and do this event. He's not going to, like, that's how I understood it, which is so stupid.
It's so stupid. God, that's what agents do, people. That's what fucking agents are for. That is it right there. They say, actually, my client is really high profile, so guess what? We want a little bit more. That's what agents do. That is their entire fucking job. Why is this a thing? Why the agent is being sued for doing his fucking job? That is what every single professional agent does. Like, that's nuts. That's insane. Like, it's so, because this is the thing. It is a nothing story. It is truly nothing. But because it is Shohei Ohtani and the word lawsuit, it is put out there everywhere because it is easy engagement. And it is every one of you fucking idiots are biting at it because all of you are like, yeah, you see, I knew there was something wrong with him. I knew it.
Oh.
It's like no, he wanted his agent push for more money because that's what agents do. And so some investors didn't like. I saw somebody on Reddit, and again, I know I'm citing people on Reddit now, but I just want to mention this because I think it's a fair observation. They said that from what they had heard, Ohtani and his wife and their child were photographed as like part of the opening for this real estate area, but they didn't approve of those photographs being used publicly, and those investors used them publicly.
It's all about like his name, image, and likeness with his place.
Exactly.
Yes.
They also said that the investors were telling people that Ohtani would, like, in essence, come hang out with them, like, while they're living there. And because he's not busy. Yeah. What is this? It is such a nothing story. And listen, if something else comes out where it turns out his agent was like threatening to hurt people, okay, then we'll like change our tone on this. But there doesn't seem to be any indication that that's all it is. Okay, this is a couple of super wealthy investors got really bitter about something, which I was thinking about this earlier, Monse, and I understand this is a Dodger podcast, and you're welcome to be like, you guys are just biased. You're just blowing smoke for Ohtani because and fine. Okay. You want to say that, fine, but come with me logically here, because this is a thought that I had. I'm assuming that both parties involved here have legal teams. Shohei Ohtani has a legal team, of course he does. These very wealthy real estate investors that are buying luxury property in places like Hawaii definitely have a legal team.
Absolutely.
And that's why they pursued this lawsuit, because their legal team advised them to do so.
Absolutely.
Shohei Ohtani, of course, because of the Ippei stuff, all sides in this situation are aware that if the words Ohtani and lawsuit are put out there, it might be seen as volatile to Ohtani.
Right.
So I would imagine, listen, people in terms of like lawsuits and litigation and stuff like that, people don't want to go to that level because it's expensive, it's time consuming. Nobody wants to do it. When you're dealing with, especially people that have a ton of money like these guys, they want to settle out of court. If Ohtani and his agent did anything wrong, I would imagine that when the investors' legal team first came to them and threatened litigation, Ohtani's legal team would have said, let's just pay them off. So that way we don't get the story out there, because people already are trashing your public image because of Ippei.
Right.
So, but it wasn't settled that way because we then heard about it. So that means that Ohtani's legal team looked at the situation and said, hey, bring it then. You want to sue us? Go ahead. Because they clearly are very convinced that they did nothing wrong. Ohtani's legal team would not have let this get out there if they did anything wrong. The only way that they would have allowed this to get to the level where there are headlines picked up about it is because they're very confident that they did nothing wrong. So I don't know. Try to dispute my logic, people, because I really think that we're fine here.
The strategy by those people was 100% use Ohtani's name. Mm-hmm. And this may garner enough attention where they don't want to deal with it. I'm sure something happened. I'm sure somebody was left out of whatever business these millionaires were figuring out. I'm sure somebody is mad because they're losing money. And they're like, this is our strategy. We're going to try and hook Ohtani into the story so that, like you said, maybe they would just give in and just be like, okay, fine, but I agree. There's no way this is now hitting the stands and that Ohtani's people did not know this was happening. Yeah. They're probably just like, bro, this is nothing. We didn't do anything. Like, life is not fair. And sometimes it's not fair for millionaires. It just isn't. It seems like it's like a problem within themselves and you're just using his name because of the attention. But in reality, it's like, I don't see what is going on here.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah. If anything, Ohtani's agent may have been, extra aggressive, and he probably is. If you're representing Shohei Ohtani, who's arguably the most famous athlete in the world, you kind of have to be pretty aggressive.
You're probably an asshole.
You're gonna have to have an edge to you, because otherwise people are gonna take advantage of him.
Absolutely, they'd eat you up. They'd eat you up.
Yes. And this is, again, Shohei Ohtani, somebody who has very famously already had somebody close to them take advantage of him. So I would imagine that Ohtani is once again kind of an innocent bystander here, in the fact that if the things about the photographs are true, that's probably the one thing where Ohtani would hear something and be like, you know what, screw these guys. No, I told them not to use that and they're using it. No, I want out.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what we do know about Ohtani is he's just so obsessed with baseball, with winning, with success. And that's why the whole Ippei stuff happened, because he's so focused on his craft that he allows other people to take care of all of this stuff for him. So if he has anything to do with this, I would be surprised, because again, like he's so focused and zeroed in on just baseball alone. And again, this is what you pay your agents for. They're supposed to handle all of this stuff. And if the agent got a little aggressive in their tone, I'm not saying physically aggressive. They don't do that. They're not gonna bring in a gang to try to beat up somebody. And again, if stuff like that came out, then I get why this is a thing. But obviously that stuff isn't a thing, because we would have heard about it by now. This is just some millionaire real estate investors that got mad about the fact that Ohtani backed out of their deal. And what I love about this too is one of the articles I saw mentioned like these investors also claimed that Ohtani kind of hurt one of their other properties in the area, which is hilarious. Okay, they already have other properties in the area, so what this is, they're getting up in arms over a couple other houses that they also own. They're going to be fine. Ohtani's going to be fine. All of you that are ripping Ohtani and trying to get your shots off on him, you're just opportunistic in this bullshit. We see right through it. He's fine. This is truly a nothing story.
The only thing that I think you could maybe argue, or like not argue, but point out, because I agree. I feel like Ohtani's kind of like, I don't even know what's happening, y'all. Like he's handling my business, like you said, as agents do. Yeah. The only thing that you could say is like, maybe Ohtani needs to fine comb the people in his inner circle. Yeah. Like that might be the only thing that you could say, like, because if you are just have been throughout the years kind of let these people in, and now they're taking advantage of you without you knowing because of how big you got. Like these people I feel like have been in Ohtani's inner circle in his life since before he came out here, right? Mm-hmm. Since he wasn't even a major league ball player, I bet. And now here he is, and it's like maybe some of these people are taking advantage of him, and he needs to like fine tune his inner circle. Mm-hmm. Like he maybe has not been paying attention because he doesn't care, because he's worried about baseball. He's not going to care. That would be like the only thing.
Right. And what's unfortunate is this will probably end up in his current agent then. Probably if there's any sort of litigation that continues here, his agent loses a job and he gets another agent, and then everyone continues to get their shots off and being like, oh, look, another fall guy for Ohtani. Right. Yeah. This is, I'm sure he's probably, because he should be combing through the people close to him because of what happened last time. And this was also the lawsuit. This is all is stuff that was going on in 2023. So this was prior to the Ippei stuff. So it is possible that, I believe that Nez is his current agent still. So yeah, I mean, he definitely does need to have does need to be vetting people more and more, because again, when you're world famous with as much money as you have, everybody if they can get their claws on you, they will. And that's what these investors are trying to, because they wanted to use his image because it's so much money for them, so much money.
And the Ohtani who was in Anaheim and an Angel is not even close to the Ohtani that is the Dodger. Like, I don't know if anyone could have predicted or expected the massive jump of popularity, because he was already popular, but now he is like on a, you know what I'm saying? Like he is a superstar. He is a mega star outside of the world of sports. Like he is a Taylor Swift. Like I just don't know if anyone could have anticipated that jump, right? Driving 20 miles down. And so maybe these weren't things he thought about or other people have thought about, but it's like, this is the real deal. And like, people sometimes take advantage when they can, when they see an opportunity. Yeah. And that could be exactly what's happening here. And Ohtani, just being Ohtani, has not even thought about it. Has not even crossed his mind that people are doing this, you know?
What a wild story. It's wild because of the fact that like it exists. Even if this was Aaron Judge, I don't think this moves the needle at all. Like there's nobody else in baseball where if they had this lawsuit going, it would be a footnote on the fourth page of ESPN.com, and that's about it. Like it's all because it's Ohtani's name in the headline with Absolutely. The word lawsuit with a dollar amount attached to it. Then people lose their minds. The amount of people that I've seen giving their reactions to this when they very clearly didn't even look into it in the slightest. They just read the headline. Like Frankie Two Bags or whatever. I know that sounds like a joke, but I think that is his name. It's some Barstool guy or whatever. He literally just posted a screenshot of the headline. Like he didn't even like link the article. Just he took a screenshot of a headline and was like, "Yeah, I knew there was something wrong with this guy." No, come on, Jesus, dude. Oh my god,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It took us reading 20 articles to kind of figure out what was happening.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was something real, we would have gotten it like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, let me read the 7th article and see if they say something different for me to understand. Using all these big words. No. Keep it simple. What'd you do? Yeah. What do you do? Stop trying to use big words here.
And you know what? If Shohei did purposefully sabotage a couple of real estate investors and make them lose a couple of their properties, hey, good. Who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? Fine. You know, it's, Blake Williams had put out a tweet that was out there that was like, hey, if Ohtani like sabotaged a deal where these investors are taking privatized historic land that was already stolen from indigenous people, then great. Honestly, good. Keep going, Shohei. So yeah, in the end, it's truly nothing. I hate that we even talked about it because it's so stupid.
We have to,
of course. Yes, it's just. I hope people understand. Like it's really
nothing.
I really, he is 100% Kramer falling into these weird B storylines. That it's like, Bob Sacramento has been taking all of Kramer's money and gambling with it, and Kramer had no idea, but now Kramer might go to prison. So it's okay. It's right. Everything's gonna be fine. Ohtani is clearly unbothered, as he always is.
He's probably gonna hit another home run tonight.
Probably. He's starting in Anaheim on Wednesday. So we're gonna get 7 shutout innings, 2 home runs. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, well, let's wrap it up there. So yeah, hopefully there's no update on this story the next time.
Hopefully there isn't,
because hopefully this one just blows away, and eventually we hear in a couple months like, lawsuit dropped. Like, it's just all it's gonna be. Like, it's just, this is gonna go away in a few months and no one's gonna care. But so let's hope that doesn't go on freezing cold takes. All right. So my name is Ryan Bershinger. She's Monse Bolaños. Bo Benson was not able to join. Did I say Bo's name in the intro of the show?
No, but he's still around. He's fine.
Good. Yeah. It would have been really disorienting if I did. So good. And all of our audio only listeners, I would hate for you to be like 40 minutes in, you're like, where's Bo? Ryan said he was here. What's going on? So until next time, everyone, let's see. The Dodgers can get back on track. They've showed signs of life. So let's get that going.
Let's go.
So domo arigato, everyone. Thank you very much.
Ciao.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, The Dodgers Zone, on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.